Good morning, YouTubers. T-Square with T-Square Talk. I am sitting out right now getting my plants ready. It's kind of a nice day out today. You got a nice breeze going through. It's not super hot. I am sitting in the shade though, as you can see, using the building to kind of shade me a little bit. I wanted to show you guys how I do a lot of my plants. That way, if you guys are considering starting a garden this year, I think it's really important to try to produce a little bit of your own food this year, more than any other year. Now, I always try to produce some of my own food. Those of you that have been following the channel for a long time, you know I do eggs. I grow a lot of cucumbers, a lot of tomatoes, and some other vegetables that I use on a more regular basis. However, this year I'm expanding a little bit more. I'm going to do some different crops that I might not use as much of. However, I think I'll be using mostly, I'd like to produce most of my own stuff this year. Even though in the past I might have said, well, I can go and buy potatoes at the store relatively cheap. This year I'm looking at it a little different, and I want to produce the majority of my own food or be able to trade stuff, because like y'all know, I've been trading a lot of eggs recently for fish. I've been trading eggs for pork, a lot of wild hogs, different little stuff. And so I kind of wanted to grow the vegetables. Now I'll have the vegetables, I'll have the different food groups kind of. I know I won't have dairy yet. That I don't have any plan for dairy yet, unless I get a cow, and I don't see that on my future anytime soon, but you never know. So I've got two different kinds of dirt. I have some Scott's topsoil, and then I actually have a big bag of Miracle-Gro. I went to the dollar store because a lot of times people will start out with these little cups, and basically I'm starting out with the cups. A lot of times people will start out with those little cubes. They'll pay like $7, $8 for a setup like this, you know, but the amount of dirt that you use is so minor that you can essentially do your own with. Like I said, this cost me $1. There's 36 cups in here. They're small cups. They're like a paper. You could bury the cup. I'm not going to bury the cup. I'm going to end up peeling the cup off, just rip it. You can rip it, cut it. I mean, even when you add water, I just added water to these, you can already feel that it does start getting flimsy. However, what I do is I put the bottom, I put the Scott's topsoil on the bottom. I put one seed in the middle of the cup. Now, some people will use two. It all depends on how many seeds you have. I'm a little more sparing with my seeds. I do one per a cup. I'd rather kind of have one to a cup so I can space them out better. I don't ruin the root structure when I take them, try to take two apart, or have to throw one away. I do understand some of these cups may not grow, but that's all right. I mean, if it don't grow, I'll just throw the dirt in the pile and essentially move on. I'm making a lot extra. Some of y'all know I had over 200 tomato plants a couple years back. Everybody thought I was nuts. I had my whole backyard just covered in tomato plants, and I had more tomatoes than I knew what to do with. I was canning them, making sauces. I was doing all kinds of stuff. So now this year though, I am doing, I've got some sweet peppers I'm going to do, some cucumbers, some cilantro, some more cucumbers, different kinds of cucumbers. I've got some squash, corn, tons of other stuff in here. Try to know what grows really good in your area. Watermelons grow awesome down here in Texas. They don't really need as much. They need a lot of water. So if you're watering your garden, that's good. However, you can, you don't need rich soil, although I have been adding a lot of compost to my garden now. I've been taking leaves and basically rototilling them right up in there. My chickens will kind of do a number for me to really help me out. In fact, let's take a walk back there and we'll go look. Some of y'all know I've been picking up these bags on the side of the road. A lot of people are starting to rake their yards up. They're full of leaves and just composting them in. But I mean, I literally put like 30 to 40 in my garden already, but I'm going to add more as time goes on. So let's go back there. So this is going to be the site of where I'm going to do my garden this year. I do move this around. This is basically a old dog kennel or a dog run. And what I have it set up for now is I let my chickens stay in here, a handful of my chickens. There's probably 20, right about 20 in here right now. And basically they go through and they just tear everything up. So, and then I ended up getting a bunch of leaves, poured them in here, rototilled them in. You know, you see a lot of leaves still on top. However, it's not going to hurt nothing. When it rains, it's going to help it's going to keep the moisture kind of block some of the sun off the dirt from just heating it up. And it's kind of going to help as it breaks down, it's going to help the actual soil to give you more of a compost mix as time goes on. As soon as I move this cage, I'm going to re-rototill it one more time and start putting my lines in and basically get the plants. Now I am letting these guys stay in here until the absolute last minute. And then what we're going to do, we are going to move this cage over to this corner. And I keep moving it further down each time, and then they'll go through, they'll clean. As I pick up leaves and stuff, I'll pour them in here. They'll compost, they'll eat a lot of this grass and stuff. I mean, as you can tell, they're gonna strip it down. So that's all right though, because next year or in this fall, when that garden is kind of done, I'll move it back over there, and then I'll do my fall garden here, or maybe I'll end up keeping my fall garden, just tear it up. I usually like to move the cage. That way they'll basically eat all the stuff that's no longer producing. I just move it, and this is all overgrown stuff. I don't even know what this stuff is. Who knows? I've actually had years where I found like a watermelon plant growing the next year in where I had my garden before, so you never really know what to expect. However, it's super easy, and with food shortages starting to form up, we've recently seen a run on the stores on food with the COVID going on. You know, this year it's going to be more important than ever to try to produce some of your own food. Try to make it a little easier on yourself, save some money. A lot of people are out of work, so they have that extra time on their hands. This is something you can do with your family. You can teach your kids. If you've done this before, you can pass that knowledge on. I think it's really useful for people to do that. Now I understand not everybody is going to get into chickens, but when you get into gardening, it's super easy. And really, even if you get into chickens are really easy too. A lot of people tell me, oh, that's so much work, I don't want to deal with it. You know, all they need is food and water, and I let them run around the yard a lot. You can kind of see they're already digging in there. So they like eating bugs, they like eating, you know, scraps, leaves. I mean, I literally don't throw anything away now. I've started repurposing everything almost in my house. It's important that you repurpose your leftovers, your stale bread, your stale potato chips or crackers. You know, you can give it to them. They eat literally anything. I've not found anything they don't eat. If you know something they don't eat, let me know in the comments. I'm curious. I've heard people say they don't eat potatoes, but I have seen them eat boiled potatoes. So, I mean, literally, I don't know if there's anything out there they don't eat personally. But they are a lot of fun. They're a lot of fun to watch. They're a lot of fun to get eggs. Let's see if we got some eggs under here. I'm sure I do, but since I haven't picked them up yet today. Look at them all. So you can just see right there all the eggs that you get. I don't even know. This is, I don't know, gotta be 3, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. This is about 20 eggs there. I don't want to break any when I put that down. Not to mention they do sometimes hide them under the table. They'll go to that corner. Yeah, I can see a couple back there. So I don't know if you guys can really see them that good, but there's a couple under there. See if I can kind of zoom in. It's kind of bright out here, so I may not be able to too much, but they're under there. So super easy to do. I highly recommend it, guys. I've been wanting to do more videos on this right now because this is a lifestyle that I strongly believe in. I practice it a lot. I do talk a lot about my investing online in the evenings, but because the videos that I started out with were homesteading and prepping, they've been doing really well lately. So I kind of wanted to put some more of them videos out. Right now with everything going on, I'm trying to get 2 videos up a day, and and basically it kind of gives you guys something to watch. It helps spread that knowledge. Having a stronger community kind of helps people. So I've got friends that watch my channel and they've actually started doing chickens. Some people will probably start growing now that they'll know how, and essentially you never know how things will pan out. You know, people that know I have eggs now, they always reach out to me if they need eggs, and they're like, hey, you trade me some fish, or I got a bunch of redfish, you want the bunch? And then I'll be like, yeah. They'll be like, by any chance do you have any eggs? If they don't ask me for eggs, I'll just offer it up anyway. So that way they know they can always come over and get whatever they need. Just let me know. So, but look at you see really clear right there. They're just tearing it up, looking for every little thing. Now I get asked a lot, do the roosters fight? You know, the roosters do fight amongst themselves. There's only 3 in this group right here. I try to make sure my eggs stay fertile, because for those of you that know, I do have baby chicks too, that I show in some videos. And essentially, you know, it's important to kind of continue to replenish your stock. These do sometimes get eaten, especially the roosters, because they come out about 50-50, but obviously I don't have 50-50 right now. So for that being said, some of them became fried chicken, and I do got videos up on cooking them and different ways to process and stuff. So I mean, we've got a ton of videos, so please hit that subscribe button, continue to check out our great videos. And I most importantly, I really love to read y'all's comments. So please, if you could, drop me a comment, hit that thumbs up, and hit that subscribe button if you're not already subscribed. And if there's a video you want to see or know a little bit about, if I know about it, go ahead and put it in the comments, and I would love to do a video on it. So I will talk to you guys later, and you guys have a good night.